Welcome to Mysterious Encounters. In the ancient world, myths were not just stories. They were explanations for power, for kingship, for the structure of the universe itself. Among the oldest of these myths comes from the civilization that rose along the Nile thousands of years ago. A story of betrayal, of death, and of a child born into a world ruled by chaos. That child would grow to become one of the most powerful gods in Egyptian mythology. His name was Horus. To understand Horus, we must begin with the fall of a king. Long before Horus ruled the heavens, Egypt was governed by his father, Osiris. Osiris was remembered as a just ruler, a god who brought order and civilization to the land. But power often breeds jealousy, and Osiris had a brother. His name was Set. Set represented the forces of disorder, storms, violence, and destruction, where Osiris embodied balance. Set embodied chaos, and in one of the most famous betrayals in mythology, Set murdered his brother. He sealed Osiris inside a coffin and cast it into the Nile. The king of Egypt was dead, and chaos took the throne. But the story did not end there, because Osiris had a queen, the goddess Isis. Through powerful magic and devotion, Isis recovered the body of Osiris. And in one of the most mysterious moments in Egyptian mythology, she conceived a child, a son born after death itself. That child was Horus, but Horus could not be raised openly. Set still ruled Egypt, and the child of Osiris represented a threat to his power, so Isis hid the boy. According to ancient texts, Horus was raised in secret among the marshlands of the Nile Delta, protected by magic, guarded by the gods, waiting. As Horus grew, the ancient Egyptians believed the sky itself reflected his presence. The right eye of Horus was said to be the sun, the left eye, the moon. Every day the sun crossed the sky like the watchful gaze of the Falcon god, and this falcon imagery was no accident. Horus was often depicted as a man with the head of a falcon, a bird known for its extraordinary vision. From high above the earth, a falcon sees everything. Nothing escapes its sight. To the Egyptians, Horus was the divine observer, the protector of order, the god destined to reclaim the throne of his father. Eventually, Horus came of age, and when he did, the conflict that followed became one of the longest battles recorded in ancient mythology. Horus challenged Set for control of Egypt, but this was not a single battle. According to surviving Egyptian texts, the struggle between the two gods lasted for years. Sometimes they fought as men, sometimes they transformed into animals, sometimes they battled before the council of the gods themselves, who struggled to decide who had the rightful claim to the throne. In one famous battle, Set tore out Horus's left eye, but the eye was later restored through divine magic. This restored eye became one of the most recognizable symbols in ancient history, the Eye of Horus. To the Egyptians, it represented healing, protection, and the restoration of order. It was worn as an amulet by sailors, soldiers, and kings, a symbol that chaos could be defeated, that balance could return. Eventually, the gods reached their decision. Horus was the rightful king. Set was cast out from the throne, and Horus became ruler of Egypt. But this myth held a deeper meaning beyond divine warfare. In ancient Egypt, every pharaoh was believed to be the living embodiment of Horus. When a king sat upon the throne, he was not merely a man. He was Horus in human form, a protector of order against chaos. This belief shaped Egyptian civilization for thousands of years. Temples were built in honor of Horus, priests carried the symbol of the eye, and kings ruled with the understanding that they represented something greater than themselves. But the story of Horus carries an even deeper message. The conflict between Horus and Set is not simply a myth about gods. It is a reflection of the eternal struggle between order and chaos, between stability and destruction, between the forces that build civilizations and the forces that tear them apart. In Egyptian thought, this balance was known as Mat, the cosmic order that kept the universe in harmony. Horus stood as its defender, the falcon watching over the world. Even today, The Eye of Horus remains one of the most recognized symbols from the ancient world, a symbol carried across thousands of years, appearing in jewelry, architecture, and even modern culture. But behind that symbol lies a story older than history itself, a story of betrayal, of resurrection, of a child raised in secret who returned to reclaim what was lost, a reminder that even when chaos seems to rule the world, order always waits for its moment to rise again.